I've been telling you to be on the board. Can't hear anything.
Testing. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, it'll work. We're getting the live stream up, so it will be in the... Ooh, okay, he's turning my volume up and down. I'm so sorry. We will have the live stream up in the theater, so that way you guys can spectate it. They're very comfy chairs, and the theater has a huge screen. I'm so sorry about the audio. We bought a very, very fancy, like, rock band style twisty thingy, and none of them have arrows or buttons. So, if you guys, it's Africa, kind of. I could karaoke it for you if you really wanted. One dad gave me a thumbs up, so hey, see? Come on, you just don't know.
Oh, sorry. What do you want to do? cover question.
No.
No? What's your question? It's like some with the goals, like stacking D4. Is it still legal?
Stacking against cards?
Yes, no, the D4. Like the side like that.
I mean, it's still legal.
So I just can't stay at the goal anymore, right?
Correct.
So what if like someone's pushing into me? Can I push into them?
Not decided yet.
Last. Are you gonna do deeper or no?
So, we have to discuss as a rep group, but half our address or inspection. So, once they're done with inspection, we're going to discuss about it. There is no precedent for, like, we have to set the precedent here. There's nowhere where it says, if there's any consensus before we make the ruling ourselves, they said
Okay. Are you gonna talk about it during the meeting?
bring it up as a question if he doesn't say anything. Because this has probably been our most common question.
Okay.
But until I talk with other refs, I'm not gonna make a statement. Just because if I say something then we agree on something else, it's bad.
Oh yeah, you have to clap.
Both. I mean, I have 3 fields to do it, but also my dreams at this point.
It's like a weird look. They're in love with that, like,
I work with too many middle schoolers to not say skibbity rizzler all the time. But, good morning, welcome to the Great Plains SIG. It's Great Plains because there's Plains! Yes, audience, call and response! This is a call and response game. It's Great Plains because plains, and also, where are we? The Great Plains! Some people that we, go Matt. Some people that we brought in for the tournament were very excited to see corn. He really likes, I don't know, he was very excited to see corn.
Sweats, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, corn sweats, that's why it's so humid all the time. Yeah, anyway. We have 2 mics, forgive us.
All right, so we want to thank you all for making your way out to the signature event. We hope that you've had a fun time. If this is your first time in Nebraska, I suppose it may be your last time too for a lot of you, who knows. But usually it's a flyover state, so we're glad to bring you all in and see kind of what SAC Museum has to offer in the Omaha and Lincoln metro areas. But some things we want to do to start our meeting is first we want to introduce everyone. I am Avery.
I am getting my microphone to work. I'm Leslie.
We are the 2 event partners, so if you are a coach, a mentor, or a parent, you can always come and find one of us to talk about anything that's going on about the event. We ask that only students come and talk to our referees. If you are a student wanting to talk to a referee, Carson. I need the refs to look at me. Carson is our head ref. He is from Nebraska. He's done many signature events. He's done Nebraska and Iowa state championships, or just Nebraska? He's done both, and he reffed at Worlds last year, so super knowledgeable guy, great guy to talk with about rules. So if you're a student want to talk about rules, he is your guy. Our other head refs, we have Afnan in the white hat, and the black hat is Daniel. And then we have Spencer in the bandana, and always a fun pair of socks. And then our skills head ref is Sean with the pole in the back.
Sean, you can come up front a little bit. No, okay, he said no. All right. He's just shy.
All right, and then our MC crew, we have Matt from Minnesota.
We love you, Matt. We love you, Matt. Yeah, round of applause for Matt. Let's go. We love you, Matt.
We also have Bethany as another MC. And then we have MC Reichley over here. There he is. I couldn't find him for a
Put your
moment.
sling back on, or I'm going to tell your doctor.
He is broken, so please be nice to him this weekend. But a few housekeeping things. Obviously, you notice we have roped off the front so our cameras don't get messed with. So if you are coming to the fields, you're going to walk over to the queuing tables here, my left, your right. They are set up as the one closest to me is our far field, which is the B29 field, and then it goes to the middle field, and then the close field, which is the F15.
They're also labeled. Don't worry, you won't have to remember that.
And then, obviously, you're going to come to your match field. Once you are done with your match, this is where things get a little confusing if I don't tell you. We're going to have you actually walk back this way. Leslie will demonstrate.
Demonstrated by Sean, actually. I'm
Oh,
delegating.
Sean,
Go that
could you
way.
please exit?
Exit stage right.
So you're going to walk out back that way, then you go around the B29 to be able to leave. We just don't want there to be traffic of people coming in from queuing and exiting the fields.
He's just gonna
So that should make things nice and smooth.
Bye, Sean. There's also arrows with beautiful masking tape, so you should find it.
And then more on housekeeping. Obviously, the pits are on the other side of the match, of the whole facility. So when it comes to your matches, make sure you are staying ahead and tracking of which match we're on. The theater over by the pits does have the live stream running, so you can always pop in there and check what match is going, or look at Vex Via of which match has been scored, so that you know you need to come over here. We'll obviously have people running to the pits if you're not at queuing, but please help our volunteers make sure that we are on schedule. We do have 10 practice fields, so it's about a 1-to-6 ratio. Please let other people use the practice field along with you if there is not an open practice field, because I know everyone wants practice. We have 3 skills fields, so hopefully that gives everyone plenty of opportunities to get all 6 of their skills scores in. That's all I have for housekeeping, but a handful of thank yous we would like to make. First, to the museum for letting us use their whole facility for this event. SAC Museum's helped us out a lot of times for the Nebraska tournaments, but this is our first time doing a signature event here, so we really appreciate that.
They will also have their robot dog walking around today, and her name is Luna, and you can pet her, and she will give you handshakes, and she's adorable. So thank you, SAC, for providing your adorable robot.
And then a couple of people have helped us with equipment. We have Omaha Public Schools, which brought us a handful of fields, Mount Vernon from Iowa, and then Millard North here also in Omaha, all brought a ton of equipment. So we really appreciate them helping out for the tournament. And obviously we have a ton of volunteers here. We have volunteers from a lot of the colleges, UNO, UNL. We're going to have some Kansas and Iowa college students here. And then we have a lot of volunteers that have traveled in with teams. We all know tournaments like this don't run without volunteers. So we really appreciate all the great volunteers that are making this possible.
Just another couple of housekeeping things for later in the day. SAC lunch will be open all day. They do have a decently limited menu just because of the amount of people. We also do have concessions out over by the t-shirts. If you haven't seen the t-shirts, I designed them, so please don't tell me that you don't like them or I will cry. Right now, I will start crying. But I didn't want just plain black shirts, so they're teal, and I like them. We also have food trucks. So right now, I think some of you got the, excuse me. There's flight simulators, by the way, if anybody didn't know. You could go do a flight simulator. But we have food trucks coming. The coffee truck is already out front. We will have shaved ice, pizza, question mark, burgers, Mexican, etc., etc. It's all on a spreadsheet. I'm sure you guys don't want to see that. So there are lots of food options. If you have any feedback for us, there will be feedback forms. Where did my other one go? Yeah, if you need to talk to people, we're in the space outfits. Is it Carson's turn now? We call him Cornson because he likes to wear the shirt with corn on it, and if you just replace car with corn, it's Cornson. I saw like 4 dads giggle, so you're welcome. Yeah, I know you guys would find that funny.
Let's go.
You hurry up? You want to hurry up? Yeah? Are you ready? Are you done? Are you ready? Are you done?
Alrighty, everyone can see and hear me all right. Let's go move on to the field over here. So in case you guys aren't aware, my name's Carson. I'm from Nebraska. I'm really happy that we finally have a Nebraska signature event. We're really hoping it goes well. But with that being said, there were a lot of rule updates that came out yesterday. And for a lot of you, this is your guys' first event. And for most of you who weren't middle schoolers last year from the area, this is your first time at the SAC Museum. So we have a lot to go over. I've tried to put it together as concisely as I can, but I'll start running through it. First off, I just want to say, so I have some RECF policies I'd like to go over, so I'd like for everyone to be aware of the RECF Foundation's Code of Conduct that applies to everyone here, as well as the RECF Foundation Student-Centered Policy. Some rules of note in general are S1, be safe out there. G1, treat everyone with respect. That includes on and off the field. So if you guys are being disrespectful or whatnot off the field, that will impact that could impact how the judges score your guys' team and your eligibility for awards. So make sure all around we're trying to be nice with each other. G2, V5RC is a student-centered program, so that means that if you are a parent, coach, mentor, any of the above categories as an adult, please make sure that you are cheering on the students and not steering the direction for the robot design or how they're treating these matches. G3 is use common sense, although that one, we'll see how much we apply that today. What came out yesterday was an update to G4 being split up into G4 and G5. So G4 says all work must represent the skill level of the students on the team. If a team is unable for any reason to provide reasonable evidence that their robot is the result of their own work, it is appropriate to assume that the team who wasn't able to provide reasonable evidence is in violation of G2 and or G4. So, with that update, if the judges are asking for any sort of proof or reference, we'll see what that looks like. But please make sure you guys are willing to submit that. We want to make sure that people who are winning awards are doing work done by students. And then G5, each student can only belong to one team. This is for the entire season. It includes your drivers, coders, and notebookers. So make sure that you guys are sticking on the team that you're currently on. It's probably your first or second event. Additionally, we have R1, 1 robot per team. R2, robots must represent the team's level. R3, robots must always pass inspections, so we might do spot size checks for inspections or whatnot. We just want to make sure that at all times your robots are all good to go. R4, there's a difference between accidentally and willfully violating a robot rule. We saw all you guys at inspections. We should be pretty straightforward there. R26, pneumatics are limited. With that, 100 PSI or less. We will have very, very experienced scorekeeping volunteers for you guys. Please make sure that before your skills matches or your actual matches, you are having a volunteer, if they're free, look at your PSI. That does not mean you can do 101 PSI and wait. We will be issuing violations for teams that fill their pneumatics above 100 PSI. So please, please, please don't make us have to make those calls. T1, head referees have final authority on all gameplay and robot ruling decisions. So the head referees are us here in the stripes. There are 4 of us, and then my second favorite rule in the rulebook is T3. Drive team members are permitted to immediately appeal a head ref's ruling. So there's a lot going on with this game, and what I really like about Vex is it's not just an end-all be-all, we yell at you more as referees to high school students to prove we're right. We have the same rulebook, we can reach the same understanding. Okay, I'm still connected. We can reach the same understanding for the rules. All of us referees are here because we believe in the VEX program and the impacts it's had on us in our careers, knowledge, and friend groups. And so we are here to be with you guys to facilitate the game so that way it's the game and the platform that's excelling, not us just being some people yelling at kids. And then with that, if I could create a rule, it would be G0. Have fun. This is a robotics tournament, and so you will see us. We will be having fun and laughing and going around. We all really love robotics, but that being said, I can guarantee to all of you, even if we're joking around this or that, we are taking things at the utmost seriousness. We will be watching matches seriously and all of that. Feel free to joke back with us, but also if you ever feel like you're not being fully respected or anything like that, please let us know. We're happy to make sure, like if we wanted to talk about something and we're just kind of floating between matches, you want to be like, hey, I want to seriously talk about something, we'll switch it up and we'll talk to you seriously. Because just off the back of T3, we want to make sure that we are doing VEX Robotics, and again, we're not yelling at you being like, these are the rules, or it's because I said so. That's kind of lame. Additionally, when it comes to the overall venue, so you will see we have 3 fields here, comp fields that are elevated. We're going to have 4 fields on the ground for skills. We're using portable field sets, and then we have the smart wire field control. Don't plug it into the port on your controller. You will fry your controller. So please, the left or right one. Additionally, so we have bins right here. So you guys have probably been here for a bit. Might recognize these from 2 years ago. They're supposed to have 14 blocks in the bin. 2 of those are your preloads. So if we ask you, do you have 12 blocks? Please count for us. It'll help us go quickly, and then we'll be returning any match load or any blocks that pop out into that bin. So hopefully that goes pretty straightforward. Additionally, please queue up at about 6 matches before you're supposed to go. I was told we're running about a 4-minute cycle time. You have to catch up on some time, as I'm sure you're aware, with a 10 o'clock starting time. But 3 matches before your match, you need to make sure you're at the field. So we're going to go when the time clicks 0, and we would hate to have to give you a no-show or anything like that. So please, please, please do yourself a favor and show up on time, because there's also no running allowed, and you're not going to make it back to your pit in here very quickly. So it'll help if you're here on time. That being said, if you guys do have carts, please be mindful. Don't be creating a traffic jam. If you guys could try and leave your carts kind of off to the side, especially for skills, we don't want to be running into a bunch of carts. And then at the end, we'll be announcing excellence and a bunch of couple of the other prestigious awards at the end after the conclusion of the finals match. And so skills, I'll get started on skills. T5 or Q&A 2787 says the orientation of blocks is not specified in tolerances plus or minus 1 inch. That means that for your matches and for your skills matches, in an ideal world, you all would love to have, and I can't show very well with the field, you'd love to have blocks kind of towards the edge of the lip of the loader so that way they're easier to take out. That is explicitly not allowed. So we need to make sure that you guys aren't asking volunteers to try and set it up a bit nicer or ask about this. If we see it, we're going to go up and we're going to start jumbling them around so they're random, and we will start logging if teams are trying to use that to their advantage. So please make sure you're picking up the blocks as they are. If you want to read the skills rules, they're all pretty nice in my opinion. For the RSC2, it is 7 blocks for the control zone of the middle 2 goals. It's not just 1. In a match, if you have 1 block in there, you're controlling the control zone. But in skills, you need to have at least 7 of the same color. And then for skills, you need to have at least 3 of the same color in the long goal to get that, which is a bit different for matches. Tripped me up at MOA, but got it sorted. And then please, if you want to stop a match early, if you have an auton that goes for 2 seconds and you don't give us a skill stop time, we are obligated for 58 more seconds to stare at you and your robot as it just sits there. So please, if you're gonna stop a match early, give us a skill stop time, because we cannot stop it unless you do. Please and thank you. Additionally, if you pop a block out, as long as it's I believe it's 3 or more, you will not get a penalty. So if 1 block pops out, there's no DQ for that skills match. Although, for before and after matches, please look at GG3, SG1, and SG5 for setting up. I hope you already have. R7, let go of blocks after the match. Please don't be walking away with our blocks. We would like those, please, because we're supposed to have a specific number. And then SC6, for signature events, the autonomous win point is different. 10 blocks, 3 goals have 2 or more blocks, 3 or more blocks removed from the loader of your color, and then 2 robots are no longer touching the park zone barrier. Whew. Now we are on to autonomous. Any violations that, which I guess to start out for matches, any violations that occur throughout the day will carry over to elimination. So make sure you're behaving. For SG7E, I want to clarify, because it happened a couple times last season. In order to get the AWP, your opponent has to either mess with the blocks on the opposite side of the field, or they have to interfere with the robot that was not also interfering with the middle. So if you have your autonomous route, and then you go and touch another robot, and then you miss your autonomous win point, that's not a violation. So the criteria to get the AWP is quite elevated, so just make sure that you're not crying out wolf going, we should get AWP! No, we know the criteria, it has to be a substantial interference. And then any violations during autonomous will result in the loss of autonomous, so please make sure you're not like taking off your safety glasses, being on your phone, match loading early, anything like that. If you have a block pop out of the field, if you have one or two pop out as you go to the lower, that is an automatic autonomous loss. But since you've lost autonomous, it does also not carry over towards your violations. So, yeah, so in autonomous, make sure you guys aren't popping out blocks, but if it happens in autonomous, it's going to stay in that autonomous and not count towards the rest of your violation. And then, to kind of break things up, I wanted to give a big thank you to the members of the following VexU teams. We have In Transit, Jayhawk, Reverse, and Skurs. They all brought some volunteers here. Additionally, we have Omaha Schools, Millard North, and Mount Vernon who provided some of the fields here, and the Strategic Air Command Museum. They were willing to move some airplanes around their hangar and really make it financially feasible for this event. So if you guys give a big thank you to the SAC Museum if you ever see any of their staff around. This event is not possible without their support of STEM and everything they're doing here. But back to rules. So make sure that when you're match loading, it says you can match load during the match. That doesn't mean in the middle of autonomous, like, oh, I'm going to need these in a minute. Don't do that. That doesn't mean while we're scoring it, go, oh, I'm going to want that. Don't do that. If you do it not during the driver's period, that is not legal. So just wait. Additionally, SG4, so that's the blocks popping out. If they pop out, you want to make sure that 3 or more is an instantaneous violation. But you get, for this category, 3 minors. The first, you get a warning. Second, you get a warning. The third, you get a warning. The fourth time you do it, we're going to have to escalate that violation. So make sure, and we're going to try our best with a lot of these rules to mirror this sentiment. Give you guys a lot of warnings, because again, the intent is not to yell at you until you're doing robotics wrong. It's to make sure we're all getting on the same page to play the game as it's intended. So in most cases, once you get past the third violation, you don't want to do that. And then for match details, for your bin, we're going to put blocks that pop out back in there. In the 2.0 update, the park zone definition was changed. So obviously, we have the red and black plastic bit that goes around. You also have the tile. So the tile is now a part of that. Additionally, with SG11, it was updated to where in the past it said you cannot touch a robot that is parked. What it says now is that if you are a robot that is breaking the plane of your own park zone barrier and or parked itself, you are protected. So make sure if your opponent is around the area in which they would be, basically if they're driving around their park zone and they're likely to be breaking the plane or starting to park, you don't want to hit them because that will incur at least a minor violation. Additionally, we will calculate match affecting values for parking based off of the scenario. So if it's, the first one 8, the second one 22, both of them 30 points for calculations. And then again, R7, let go of the blocks, please. If you have to do a bunch to power your robot and get the blocks out, we want the blocks, please. We need 12 per bin. And then as we get on to my last 2 slides, this is where we start to get into the extra fun ones. Holding was updated in the 2.0 update to be 3 seconds. So what that means is once we hit the 3 count, you are no longer legally allowed to hold the other robot. Now, does that mean all of a sudden if we're at 3.5 seconds, it's an instant DQ? No. We take the context of the match into play. It is at least a minor, but make sure that as soon as you guys are getting a hold count called against you, of which we'll say the color of the robot number, red 1, red 2, make sure that you guys are doing your best to get away. We are going to try our best to show our fingers as we're counting. Additionally, what we're going to do is we're going to hold our fingers up there if the count is paused, but but a holding count is defined as where it starts. So let's say my fanny pack is the other robot. And so if the other robot comes over here to pin me, and then I start getting pushed over here, let's say I count 1, 2 right here, and get moved over here, this is a new 1, 2 count. So in the past, there was a lot of holding the count, you had to separate for a field tile, we've been watching it around. As long as you are more than a block away from the place it starts, that is where the pausing the count, or sorry, that is what, just because if you move more than a field tile away, we can no longer pause the count, we have to wait for it to conclude. So make sure that you guys are keeping that in mind, because it is 3 seconds, we will be calling it out. You will need to separate yourself from at least one tile, which is 2 feet, for at least 5 seconds before you are fully clear of that. Additionally, we didn't have too many teams that were pushing the plastic limit to the full 12, but if a piece of plastic breaks during a match and you have 12 pieces of plastic, after that match, let's say your piece of plastic breaks into 3 pieces, you now have 14 pieces of plastic. So you're good for the match, you started the match with the correct amount, it broke, it happens. But for the next match, you need to make sure you are fixing that. If you have 1 piece of plastic and it splits into 3, I mean, you're still chilling because you have 3 now. But make sure that you guys are aware of this. So, not something we had to deal with in the past. In the past, you know, something breaks, it's fine, unlimited plastic. But now, we need to make sure the count is being held up. So having spares might be a good idea. Last but not least, the fun Q&A that came out yesterday regarding wings. So, GG9, don't clamp or anchor yourself to the field. GG14, don't destroy other robots, but being prepared to encounter defense. GG16, you cannot force your opponent into a penalty. To clarify things right off the bat, when it comes to forcing your opponent into a penalty, I guess we'll start out. Let me get my screwdriver. Can people see what I'm doing? Okay. Oh. Do we have a long goal we can like unscrew from the field and I can hold up? Oh well. What can I visualize with? Okay. Let's see. I'll try my best to. Okay, so the big thing that we're talking about right now is what are called, I believe, wing mechanisms. So you've probably seen a little pneumatic comes out, and then what the intent of this mechanism at the top of the long goals right there. What? Yeah. Okay, sorry, we got word from the GDC how to rule this. So there are these mechanisms that are meant to go along the open slot here to be push blocks back and forth. That being said, if you look at the long goal, tape, closed portion, that's the control zone. If you look from the tape all the way to the end, that is called the open section of the long goal. The Q&A, which I quoted. Okay, so now with that defined, again, you have the entire open portion from tape to the end is the open portion. If a head referee sees a robot that has reached into the open portion of a goal and stayed there while the robot isn't actively moving blocks inside the goal, as in you have a mechanism from either side, not just the wings up top here, but also I know some of you guys have like triangles to line things up. There were some mechanisms that would like ram to push things in. If those are holding stationary above this open portion of the long goal and staying there while the robot isn't actively moving blocks inside the goal, which means even if you're contacting, you're not moving, so you can be holding there for defense effectively is what you're doing, but you're not actively pushing a block, the robot should be verbally warned away and issued at least a minor violation. Again, the open portion of the long goal is defined as from the tape to the end here, this entire open portion. If your robot is not actively moving blocks and it is holding a position above that, that will result in a verbal warning and at least a minor violation. With that, they also clarify reaching inside of a goal is an inherently defensive position. So with that, if you guys are reaching, if you have any mechanism that interact with the goal, that if you get hit by your opponent, you could become anchored to it, which basically means stuck. That is not your opponent's responsibility to avoid. It is your robot's design that needs to verify, or that needs to be able, that shouldn't get stuck just because it's hit by an opponent. So if you guys are a robot that's consistently getting stuck, and you guys are going for these strategies revolving around areas of the goal that you could get stuck, it doesn't matter if your opponent hit you, it doesn't matter if you drove into it. If you're getting stuck, you are getting stuck. So make sure you're responsible for that. Additionally, they've also clarified that the when you are interacting in the open portion of the long goal, the tape to the end on both sides, you may not maintain a position there unless you are actively moving blocks. With that being said, do you guys, I'll pass it to Afnan, and I think we'll open it up for questions.
All right, guys. Let me just give a quick LDR on that. I know that's a lot of words, a lot to process. It came out literally yesterday. The goals are for scoring, right? If the blocks are not moving, you're not in the goal. Does that make sense? Yeah. So ref down. We'll get a replacement. But the goals, the purpose of being in those goals is to move blocks, whether that's scoring or descoring. If those blocks are not moving, you are not in that goal. If you are in that goal when blocks are not moving, we are in like violation territory. Does that make sense? Quick and easy. So you put a block in, you leave. You do your D-score, you leave. If at any point in time, those blocks are not moving, regardless of the number of robots that are there, regardless of the situation, you have to get out of that goal. Otherwise, you're going to be in kind of violation territory, right? Referees are going to tell you to leave, but remember, like, it is your responsibility to know that you should leave, right? So just because some referee was looking over here and you're just chilling it inside the goal does not make it okay. Once you've done your action, that's the end of it, right? It's a quick do your action and get out of the goal. Does that make sense? Like at a simple level, right? Where we're following that. So do your action, get out of the goal. Simple as that. Thank you.
And with that, I don't know if anyone has any quick questions they'd like to ask from the stands. I know a lot changed, so I'd like to open it up. I don't see any hands raised for any questions or clear. Oh my goodness.
Any questions? No? All right.
I'll start here with the left. Can you guys start finding people to find their questions and see if you can then if you get them figured out to tell me so then we can answer them? We'll get the answer yourself. You take turns start here. What was your guys' question? Okay, so this team, oh my goodness, oopsie doopsies. I'm deaf now. So a team had a question with their, what'd you call your mech? D-scorer mech. Basically, they had a mechanism that was a flat bar that hung over the long goal plastic. Yes, if that's going to hover over the open portion of the goal or into it, yes, that would be in violation if it stayed there. And so you had to follow up to that. Could you get, since the speaker's there? We will let you know if the next... We're going to answer that question in a sec. Was there one over here? What's going on?
I'm actually the one holding this mic, but I'm going to pretend like I'm holding it. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. They just gave me a mic.
The match schedule is final. We'll push back the time. And then we had a question relating to if we have two teams that are like, what's it called, stuck in limbo, we'll say, where they're both trying to push blocks. They're not actively moving, but they're both pushing in either direction. How are we calling that?
Got it. I'm happy to give you an answer on that, right? So just, hopefully everyone got that. If two teams are pushing blocks from opposite sides or we're kind of at a standstill, what's going to happen? Once those blocks stop moving, both of you need to leave. If you're not leaving, you're in violation territory, right? Whether that's major or minor, the referees will decide based on the kind of context there. But if both you guys are going, regardless of the situation, if blocks are not moving inside that goal, you need to leave, both of you guys. Does that kind of clarify that? Awesome, thank you.
So we had a question, if you are holding a block inside the goal, but it is like rotating to where there's movement. Basically, it's spinning in place, but it's not moving within the goal. That would not classify as moving. So you need to make sure that you're moving laterally and not just like rotating a block. That would not count as movement. So the question was about the, you have two robots, one on either side, are both inside the open portion and pushing back and forth. Is the robot who leaves last the robot who would then result in possibly moving the blocks? Are they going to become the one in violation?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Like I said, I'm going to reiterate what I said because I think it's the easiest way to put it. I think we're really getting in the weeds here about like this, that. I'm going to put it as simple as possible. Once again, if the blocks and both of you guys need to leave. If you don't leave, you are in violation territory. So if somebody chooses to not leave when they're supposed to leave, what's going to happen? They're going to get a violation. All right, it's as that. Right. He's asking, is it an infinite vertical plane? Yeah, so I'm gonna, like, if we could imagine the goal as just like a box type of thing, as simple as possible. My finger's fine. It's, I should pick a different goal. We're fine. We have problems. We got problems. Once I'm like not in the goal sort of thing, it's, don't overthink it. Sure, hop in. Like just don't overthink it, man. I think we're overthinking it here. Like maybe a little higher, just so you're not like, sure, right, like above that. We're chill there, yeah. Like we're as long as we're in the goal, we're fine. Sure, man.
Can I hit this one? Okay, so we had a question relating to, you have the two robots that are pushing against each other. One leaves later than the other. Both have committed a violation by leaving because they weren't moving. Is the robot who leaves, are the penalties going to be applied differently to these teams? Initially, both teams are, if they are supposed to leave, they're both getting a minor violation. The team who leaves later, they now have committed a violation and committed a scoring change. So, with how many points were gained during that interaction, if that team who committed the violation, let's say they score 10 points, if they win by less than 10 points, that was a match-affecting violation. The team who left without, both have a minor violation for being inside the goal, SG10 minor, but the team who was able to change points during their violation, they are now at risk of a match-affecting violation. So that's how that will be called. Quick clarification on SG4, that is the blocks flying out of the field. If you have two blocks fly out of the field during a match, or you have one block fly out of the field during a match, that single match will have a minor violation. So last year it was like 4 total, and it could be 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. It is, as long as you have done less than the maximum limit, it is going to be called the same for 1 block or 2 blocks per match. If there are any further questions, we will ask for the sake of timeliness that you guys come talk to us when we can between matches. But with that being said, let me find the people who can authorize the decision. We would like the first 9 matches to queue. We would like to start matches in about 2 minutes, we would like to start matches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please go and get queued up. Thank you for your attention, everyone. We had a lot to cover, but we are excited for this event and hope you guys do well.
Qualification match number 1.
98377H 6842B. If you are in match number 2 or 3, please take the field. Matches number 1, 2, and 3 on the fields. 5, 6 on the queuing tables. And then 7, 8, 9 hang out nearby. Still looking for Pink Havoc out of St. Cloud, Minnesota here, 98377H. Need you on the field.
Where's Alec? What do you mean? Where's Alec? We don't destroy us from Mine code. They're on the way, they're on the way. No, here, preload.
While we are getting set up, let's introduce our teams on our Red Alliance from right here in Nebraska. From Wahoo, we got team 91416M, the Unknown Error. And joining them out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, team 2501J, Full Metal Jackets. And on our Blue Alliance, hailing from St. Cloud, Minnesota, team 98377H, Pink Havoc. And joining them from Indianapolis, Indiana, team 6842B, we have Vicious Vortex. Our teams are set and ready. Let's get this match underway. Head refs, are you good to go?
Please, ready?
Looks like we are set. Autonomous mode in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, yo. 3 of the 4 robots here moving in this autonomous period. Pink Havoc just missing there on that long goal. Blue Alliance missing on both sides. Red Alliance collecting a couple. We have Blue Alliance cross there in this autonomous period. We are red autonomous bonus because of that cross. Drivers, get your sticks ready in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, all 4 robots now moving here in this driver control period. We got a minute 45 of this teleop. Teams lining up. Blue Alliance filling up this long goal, depositing 4 blocks 5 blocks, 1 barely hanging on. Red now lining up. That's Full Metal Jackets out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. Able to drop 3 off there. Human loader match loads being put in. Connecting here. Couple more blocks. Blue able to take control of that middle zone on, looks like at least all blue robot or blue blocks on that far side, your close side. 1 minute left to go on this one. Red Alliance doing their best to try to collect a few more of these blocks. Looks like that team on Oahu has a big capacity. We've got several red blocks in there. Blue doing a great job filling up these goals, connecting on a couple more there in that centered goal. 35 seconds now left in this one. Remember, blue playing catch this match with red winning that autonomous bonus. Blue looks to control a majority of this one so far. Only a couple red blocks scored. 20 seconds left to go in this match. Push and shoving happening here. Blue on that red robot, breaking contact. Red looking to score, missing there. 12 seconds left. Blue hung up there on that goal. Looks like they're high centered on it. Trying to get there. 2 seconds left in this match. 1 robot parked there for that Blue Alliance. Great job. Fantastic match. Bethany, or rather Reichel, you want to take it away for match number 2.
All right, thanks, Matt. We're in for qualification match number 2 on the SR-71 field. I'm going to determine how I have to hold this. We have figured it out. All right, I got a head ref, I got scorekeepers, I got teams. Crusaders making it here just in time. You guys ready to go? Okay, we guys ready? All right, all clear. Let's kick it off. 3, 2, 1, go. We got the Crusaders and Charisma in red, blue, Lechuga, and the Sigma bots. Charisma. You know, I had to explain to some students in the English class that Riz was short for Charisma, which doesn't feel like that much of a stretch. Going to be a close call here. I believe it's a tie. All right. Auto is a tie. Every referee and their extended family is currently in a discussion right now. So we do not have enough eyes, apparently. Carson, just put on a pair of glasses. That'll be an extra pair of eyes for you. I can make that joke. I wear glasses. That's how it works. Okay, Carson's not doing a good job. I need someone. Let's go ahead and kick this match in the driver. Tie auto. 3, 2, 1, go! 1 minute, 45 seconds on the clock. Bots getting underway. Crusaders out for the count. And 15:23 C, match loading now. Red Alliance going to be Charisma, Blue Alliance, Lechuga. Those are the only 2 bots moving here in this match. Big push through here by Charisma. Blue still controlling that control zone. Now 2v1 as Blue's second bot springs to life. 1 minute, 14 seconds on the clock. Lechuga's back into play. It is crazy to have built such an incredible robot just to not understand that 2 does not equal 3. 50 seconds on the clock now. Red springing back to life. Charisma back at it. Trying to match load some more now. Blue block advantage and control zone advantage. Red looking to line up. push through here. They haven't quite claimed that front long goal control zone. Gonna use the wing, trying to sweep this goal here. Oh, and there they go. Blue still holding the control zone advantage and the block advantage. We lose the 20 seconds on the clock. Red in full force now. We finally have 4 bots moving this match. We love to see Crusaders making the fight through. 9 seconds left. Charisma goes for a sweep. They need a few more, but being down both control zones is going to be too much for them to overcome. That's time. We'll see.
All right, we are ready for cue number 3. Red Alliance, you still ready? Red, ready. Blue's ready. Refs ready. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Auto. On the field here for cue number 3 from Malibu, California with 899Y and their partners from Farmington, Maryland, the Raging Bulls. Their opponent on the blue lines from San Diego, California is Integer Robotics and their partners from right here in Nebraska, a Polish G3. Sounds like Red takes auto. We'll begin driver control in 3, 2, 1. Right away, the Heck and the Raging Bulls, the team from Maryland, coming over towards this loading zone, trying to get some of these blocks out into play, into the robot, and ready to go towards these long goals. Already there's some action on the field. That front side long goal has 4 red blocks and 1 blue block out. The Red Alliance has that center high control zone right now for that 8-point control zone bonus, as well as a 10-point control zone bonus on the far side long goal. Now the thing about these control zones is that they change hands so quickly in the play of this game, and now with some new rule updates, the gameplay is even faster, the turnover is quick, and teams know that maintaining control of any zones on this field is a difficult uphill battle. They have one that actually blocked that in the head. Maryland team on the mat, hanging out on his far side long goal. The action is really on the front side of the field. Has 2147Z on the blue lines, a couple of bots in their block. But he's coming over to the far side long goal, getting that control zone with 45 seconds left on the clock. And right now, the Blue Alliance has 7 up. Red has, I want to say, 9 blocks up. And Red now feeling that outside long goal. They have 30 seconds left on the clock. Now it is coming down to the wire, and these teams are fighting it out by that far side long goal. All 4 robots in this really intense defensive back and forth, trying desperately to get a few final blocks into play and maybe even to go for the park. With 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow, there is time. I'm gonna hand it back down to Matt.
Well, that's lucky for the schedule you guys are together. Oh, yeah. Pretty good, right?
Results on the board from Q1 there. Pink Havoc and Vicious Vortex with a dominating 108 win in that one. Fantastic job. Getting set up and ready to go here for Q number 4.
And make sure you're not leaning on the wall. Take a step back from the match. All right, cool. Let's see. Blue, are you guys ready to go? And then we'll wait for them to get greens. So we should be ready to go here.
We are set and ready. I have 4 green lights. Well, let's get this match going. Autonomous mode. In 3, 2, 1, go. On our Red Alliance, a 295 Alliance out of Roseville, California. Teams Part R and Search and Rescue. Red Alliance not quite able to connect on those. It'll be a tie in that autonomous period. Drivers, tele-op in 3, 2, 1, go. And on our Blue Alliance, an Omaha Alliance of 8675A, Jenny. And joining them, also from Omaha, will be 1049G, Omaha Public Schools. I'll ask my sister. Blue Alliance lining up here, looking to deposit those on the long goal, connecting on one, just dropping on that second one. Red Alliance has a few blocks ready to go. Not quite able to connect on those. 1 minute left to go. 8675A lining up with a couple more here. Connecting a few, nice work, 50 seconds left. Lining up again and able to connect there. 40 seconds left. One more coming in, not quite able to connect there. 35 seconds. Red utilizing their human loaders in those human loader stations. Blue not able to utilize those so far. 20 seconds left now in this match. Pushing and shoving happening here. Blue Alliance lining up, not quite able to connect. 15 seconds left here.
I got 7 seconds left, right.
Blue Alliance lining up for a park. Red Alliance looking to park as well. Nice job there. Score is up. Scores up from Q2, 45-40. Blue taking over our 1 and 2 seed in that match. Nice work.
Right. If anyone's seen Avery, I'm looking for him. He's around. We're here for Qual 5. Supernova, El Zusadors in red and blue, Mile High Mechanics, and Splash. We're going to couple that part. Wait, oh, you're there. Okay. What? All good? Blue's ready. Red ready. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go! Yo, wait, 50, 6 eyes. Supernova got googly eyes, and they are Googling. They are actually Googling those eyes. 4 here for the Blue Alliance. We are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Blue takes the autom bonus. We'll head to driver. 3, 2, 1, go. Fantastic start for the Blue Alliance. A quick offload there. Coming in from Mile High Mechanics out of Thornton, Colorado. Really filling this far side long goal as fast as possible. Looking to make one big push here with a big defensive hit. Going to come in from El Zusadors. El Zusadors really combining their mythology right now. Battery out of Melzusadors. Red bot dead in the water. Mile High Mechanics now free to move about the cabin. Place more into that long goal. Red trying to get around, scoop up what they can. Hio Supernova fighting from behind. 1 minute on the clock. Blue Alliance's Splash also been putting up some blocks there on the near side. As this far long goal gets more and more filled here by the Mile High Mechanics. 40 seconds on the clock. Blue leaving no goal untouched. The upper and lower goals both filled with blue blocks as well. Supernova stuck on the upper goal now with 26 seconds on the clock. No more blocks replaced by the Mile High Mechanics. They're continuing to check the floor. Blue with a few more blocks there on the near side. They actually don't own that control zone yet, so they're not going to miss out on those 10 points. I think they're in a good position regardless. Blue going for the double park real quick. They're going to settle for one. That's time. We'll send it down to you, Bethany.
I know Drew took the pump. Did he take the robot? I think so.
Am I wrong on this, Ian? Or does it go? I thought it was. Daniel, is it that way or this way? Okay. So I was right.
Alright, this is Qualification match number 6 with the Cosmic 30 Young Smooth Operators and Parts on Order. Red Alliance is just about ready. Blue Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance? Blue's good. Red is figuring out a connection issue here. But I think we're just about ready to start. Oh, while we wait, I do want to say a huge thank you to the Strategic Air Command and Aerospace Museum for hosting us today. It is one of the coolest, if not the coolest venue I've ever been to at a VEX event. I am so grateful that we're all here today. It is a really, really cool opportunity. It's great for all of you students of VEX Robotics to get to see some industry opportunities and what might be waiting for you after VEX. I am a graduate from the VEX Robotics program doing STEM now in college, and I'm super glad that I stuck with it. And so it's really cool to see other people getting the same opportunities that I did. All right, Q6. So again, on the field for Q number 6 from right here in Nebraska, we have 1028B Cause and their partners from Washington. We have Eternity and their opponents from both right here in Nebraska. We have the Smooth Operators and Parts on Order.
I appreciate you clarifying. The makes our job easier. It's just I don't want to get entirely. And then they're like, oh, well, it's kind of close. I get it. I appreciate it. Thank you for asking for forward and back. I was just supposed to be 8 less long, painful discussion. Honestly, man. Okay, we need to replace our batteries.
All right, Blue Alliance still ready, Red's ready. We will start in 3, 2, 1. Auto. A very exciting start to the Thomas period. I'm seeing a couple of these robots getting into motion. Red Alliance immediately going for that control bonus in the long goal. That is absolutely huge in these matches. Now going for the center high goal and the 8-point control.
Yeah, I'm finally double checking it to get it right. I just want to make sure that
Red takes Auto. We'll begin. Driver control in 3, 2, 1.
1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock. That puts a huge challenge ahead of these teams. They are very limited on time. They are very limited in the number of matches that they have in a day to put forward their very best scores to determine their rankings heading into a live selection and eventually the finals. The champion of this event will be securing a qualification for the Dex Robotics World Championships in St. Louis at the end of this season. The pressure is on, but these teams are putting on a great showing. The Blue Alliance already getting that control bonus towards their side on that front side. Long goal. Now I say towards their side because really those control bonuses can change so much over the course of these matches. Teams always have the chance to go and put more blocks up and move that control over towards their side. Right now the Red Alliance is pulling on that long side or far side long goal. Near side long goal is for the Blue Alliance. Red now coming in and trying to turn those tables. Red is also holding down the 8-point control bonus for that center high goal. Center high goal control is worth 8, low goal is worth 6, lower goal controls are worth 10 points, the same as the autonomous bonus. They have 34 seconds left on the clock. Red Alliance coming down a bonus with a slight advantage, but Blue is really putting up a fight here in this match. They have 26 seconds left on the clock and now 10:28 lead because from right here in Omaha, Nebraska, coming back towards this long goal. They have 18 seconds left on the clock, and now it is all down to that W team. Parts on order, trying desperately to get to that goal with 7 seconds left on the clock. Now it all comes together with 3, 2, 1. There's time. All right, Matt, it's all yours.
All right, set up and ready here on the B29 field. Qualification number 7. We are set and ready. Let's get this match underway in 3, 2, 1. Auto. 3 to 4 robots here moving in this autonomous period. Red, so far impressive here. Able to connect with, one of those actually. A little lucky bounce. Lining up here for another. Connecting on a couple more. Great job there to Red Alliance. And Red will take the bonus. The first points in this one. Drivers in 3, 2, 1, go. Blue playing catch up here in this match. Hard hit there right out of this match. This Blue Alliance. Well, let's introduce them. Out of Omaha, Nebraska, team Perfectly Flawed. That's 1064B. And joining them out of Mount Vernon, Iowa, team 85A. I don't know how to pronounce it. That is actually their team name. And taking the first points in this match are Red Alliance from Omaha, Nebraska, the Goats. That's team 74100D. And joining them out of Brentwood, Tennessee, team 40000A. One robot dead here in the water. Looks like a battery cable came undone. So important to protect those. 40 seconds left in this match. Red looking to solo the rest of this one. Blue hung up in that red park zone anyway. Able to get out of there. 30 seconds now left in this match. Pushing and shoving, it's still happening. Red connecting on a couple. Red trying to push those into that center scoring zone to get that bonus. There they go, connecting on that. 1 second left in this match. And there we go.
All right, Q8 in front of us now. We got Nameless and Frostbite in red, Pink Shine Unicorns and Havoc in blue. All right, let's kick it off. 3, 2, 1, go! Quick start here for both alliances. Red very close to the line. What a smooth turn from Nameless. 4 in for Red, make that 7 now. Lining up and they missed. clearing their match loads. Red will take the bonus.
The disconnectors are there.
Get your robots and help them set the field. Get the damage.
All right, blue will take the auton bonus due to a violation of, is it SG10? Minor violation of SG10, okay. And any violation of autonomous gives the other team the autonomous bonus. You guys ready? This will be a fun event. 3, 2, 1, go! I'm aware, I'm trying to get Avery over here, but he hasn't shown up. Trap count coming out here. Great synchronization there. Out against Nameless. Nameless in front, match loading, trying to get into the long goals here on the far side. Great job here by the Red Lions so far. Frostbite filling up.
They can set it up and you just put it on at the same time, so we save time.
Quick sweep there by Pink Shiny Unicorns, now pushing back in from the other side. Frostbite trying to break through Pink Shiny's defense. Great job there. There it is. Red finds an opportunity, fills up this long goal. Great bop there at the end. And then Red. That fantastic 10-point control zone here on the far side of the field. Match loads getting called in, but the box of match loads is out of position. More match loads going in here. Red just a little bit behind the ball, trying to find opportunities on the floor. Frostbite got a lot of blocks in their intake, but no good opportunity to score. Pink Shiny Unicorn continues to apply pressure. Havoc doing a great job here for the Blue Alliance, holding onto a bunch of blocks themselves, but great defense, keeping Frostbite and Nameless out of scoring opportunities. That is time. We'll send it on down to you, Bethany. Take it away.
All right, we are all ready for cue number 9. So, we will start in 3, 2, 1. On the field for Q9, we have Washington Robots from Omaha and Kansas City up against the Highlanders and our Robotics from Kansas and California. All right, Red takes auto. Will again, driver control in 3, 2, 1. Now coming directly into action, testing as wash the steam from Red here, going over towards the unloading zone, filling up their bot. Now, the Alliance, 7682H, the Highlanders, Team from Haston, coming around and killing the trouble over on that far side along goal, doing everything in their power to keep them away from that control zone. But on their end of the field, our Robotics team from San Ramon, they have just gotten the control bonus for the Blue Alliance on their side of the field. Now Red is coming over, trying to push those red blocks across and get that control bonus across to the Red Alliance side. They have 1 minute left on the clock, and now it is becoming a very exciting game as all 4 of these robots are locked in this struggle, this back and forth to decide who can get access to the goals on the field. They have 47 seconds left, and push is coming to shove. 78-62H on blue, pushing Red over to the corner frame, 1 count. Now, taken back around towards that center goal, which is currently to blue, to red. Blue Alliance holding control of that front long goal and the back long goal at this moment. But red, they've just taken that center goal for that 8-point control bonus with 20 seconds left. Now it is all up to what these teams decide to do in these final moments. Do they score? Do they de-score? Do they try to park? Coming around. Blue. Neutralizing that center high goal. And there's time. Another super exciting match. All right.
We are set up and ready to go for match number 10. One of our teams still looking to be linked. Looks like we are set and ready.
Julio, blue is this way. Thumbs up, blue. Ready? You guys all ready? Julio.
All right, field is active. Let's get this match going in 3. Oh, my thing rotated. 3, 2, 1, go! All 4 robots moving here in this autonomous period. Scoring on that center goal. Good work connecting on 2 of those red blocks. Lining up for a couple more. That's Team SWAT out of Wahoo, Nebraska.
Make sure you don't stay camping with that number. And I have red with the autonomous bonus. No win points.
Red takes the autonomous bonus. No win points in this one. Drivers, get ready in 3, 2, 1, go! Winning that autonomous bonus here are Red Alliance from Wahoo, Nebraska, Team SWAT. And joining them from Council Bluffs, Iowa, we have the Robotics. And on our Blue Alliance from St. Cloud, Minnesota, Team Roulette. And out of Maryville, Missouri, Team Name Here. Red Alliance doing a great job so far in this match, connecting on several of these long goals, filling that goal up very, very well. Utilizing those match loads in this one. 55 seconds left. Blue looking to connect on that center goal and filling that up. Great job. Now pushing and shoving. That's Roulette out of St. Cloud. 40 seconds left here in this match. Defense being played. Red pushing on blue. Blue pushing on red. 30 seconds left to go here in this match.
Red one. Roll back up, okay?
Red and blue dancing here in the middle of the field. That blue robot almost tipping over here, but red pulling away right in the last second. 10 seconds left. Team